3 decades with numerous trips to state. Stevenson makes only his second trip and first in 15 years. The Titans and the Patriots next on the IHSA TV network.
Hi everyone, back here at the Peoria Civic Center, and things are heating up in the boys class 2A state tournament here for the 100th anniversary celebration of the state tournament. Welcome everyone, and thanks for joining us for the second quarterfinal game between Rockford, Boylon, and Stevenson. And guys, we had a great one to start off with, and we've got another one coming at you. Both these teams hot in the 90s. Rockford Boylon got their 4th place trophy back in '97, and the only other trip for Stevenson was in the early 90s. These two teams coming off of super sectional wins by 4 points. We got some great action coming your way, and those who are going to bring you the call of the game today, Dave Kaplan and Dave Evans.
All right, thank you, Sarah, and welcome to our second quarterfinal game. Rockford Boylon, the Titans against the Patriots of Lincolnshire Stevenson. Cap, if this game is anything like the game Sarah mentioned, the game we just saw, we're in for another terrific game.
Yeah, just outstanding spirit, electricity in the arena. You're playing for the ultimate crown in the best state for prep basketball. Should be a lot of fun.
It's been a while for both these schools. Let's check out our road to Peoria. First of all, for Rockford Boylon, winning the Sycamore Regional, their 16th straight regional title, then winning again over Rockford Guilford in the sectional finals, Rock Falls, and then on to the Sears Center where they beat Conant 46-42. Now, the road to Peoria for Stevenson started with a regional final victory over Fremd, then wins over Highland Park and Buffalo Grove. Then the third meeting of the year with Warren, and the first win over the Blue Devils is 58-54. The Rockford Boylon comes in here on an 11-game winning streak, led by their high-scoring swingman, Torrey Boyd.
Right, Torrey Boyd is headed to play college basketball at the Division I level. He can score, he can rebound. This is a young man that can pop you for 30-plus, dominate the glass, and when he really plays well, Boylan's tough to beat.
And for Stevenson, only one player averaging in double figures as the Patriots come in here, and that's senior guard Zhang Li.
Right, Zhang Li just over 12 points a game, but he also does other things on the court. He makes everybody better, he runs the show, and they get a number of guys touches in the scoring area. He's going to have to play well today, though, running the show and making open shots.
All right, well, let's check out our Chevy keys to the game. First of all, for Rockford Boylon, our Chevy dealers proud to support high school athletes and their families. Best of luck in the tournament from your winning Chevy team. How about it for Boylon?
Well, they've got to sparkle on the glass and be dominant inside. Boyd has to play big, and by big I mean be tough inside, and they have got to govern the tempo and play the game how they want to.
All right, how about our Chevy keys to the game for Stevenson?
Find that second score. You know that Zhang Li will get you some points, but somebody step up and be a man, and the juniors have got to step up. Young players, this is a great test, and get the passing lanes. Don't let Boylon run the show.
All right, should be a great matchup. We are set to meet the starting lineups for the game, and we'll turn it over to the public address announcer, Paul Herzog.
Good afternoon, basketball fans. On behalf of the Illinois High School Association of the City of Peoria, welcome to Carver Arena for America's Original March Madness, and this the 100th year for the state basketball tournament in Illinois. This quarterfinal game for 2007 AA features the Rockford Boylon Titans 28-3, the Lincolnshire Stevenson Patriots 26-5. Let's meet the teams in this quarterfinal contest. For Rockford Boylon, a 5'9" senior guard, number 2, Adam Guardas. A forward, a 6'3" junior, 4, Jake Casper. A 6-foot senior guard, 5, Michael Pearson. A 6'2" junior guard, 11, Austin Mormon. A 6'3" sophomore forward, 14, Connor Martinson. A 6-foot sophomore guard, 30, Shane Zachary. 6'5" sophomore center, 40, Chris Ogilby. 6'6" senior center, 45, Matt Martinson. 6'5" junior forward, 50, Phil Riggs. 6'1" senior center, 55, Michael Badine. Now let's meet the Stevenson Patriots. 5'11" junior guard, 3, Todd Siegel. 5'10" junior guard, 14, Michael Goldstein. 5'11" junior guard, 21, Cody Hines. 6'3" senior forward, 22, Corey Hickman. A 6-foot junior guard, 24, Kevin Moffett. A 6'4" junior forward, 30, Michael Kantner. A 6'2" junior guard, 32, Blake Eckenberg. A 6'2" junior forward, 33, Thomas Perazzi. A 6'4" junior center, 35, Daniel Rebnord. A 6'6" sophomore forward, 42, Henry Wood. And a 6-foot junior guard, 44, Chase Berman. Now, let's meet the starting lineups. For Rockford Boylon, a 5'11" senior guard, 23, Lamar Williams. At a guard for Lincolnshire Stevenson, a 6'3" senior, 5, Jong Lee. At a guard for the Titans, a 6'3" junior, 22, Stefan Valentine. At a guard for the Patriots, a 6-foot junior, 12, Kevin Steinman. At center for Boylon, a 6'3" junior, 24, Zach Opine. At a guard for Stevenson, a 6'2" senior, 23, John Taylor. At a forward for the Titans, a 6'2" junior, 21, Michael Edwards. At a forward for the Patriots, a 6'3" junior, 20, Dylan Richter. At a forward for Rockford Boylon, a 6'5" senior, 32, Torrey Boyd. At a forward for Lincolnshire Stevenson, a 6'4" senior, 41, Jake Weiner. Head coach for 35 years, 27 at Rockford Boylon, a record of 661 and 162, Steve Gores. Assistant coaches, Paul Perrone, Frank Haney, and Kyle Watson. Head coach in 8 years at Stevenson, a record of 151 and 74, Pat Ambrose. Assistant coaches, Paul Swan, J.J. Pearl, Piotr Cadella, and Steve Wood. No other state in America claimed the rich history and tradition that's been generated by March Madness in Illinois. It's America's original March Madness. Please direct your attention to the arena floor and meet the officials for this game. The referee from Elk Grove Village, Steve Chilton. From Carpentersville, Steve Massey. And from Crystal Lake, Scott Massey. Presenting the game ball for this quarterfinal game will be Janae Stevens, Community Relations Manager for CEFCU, one of the greatest sponsors of March Madness experience. We thank CEFCU for their contribution to the greatest high school single event in the land.
So there are our starting lineups. Starting lineups brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. For Rockford Boylon, Lamar Williams, Stefan Valentine, Michael Edwards, Boyd and Opine. For Stevenson, Lee, Steinman, Taylor the guards, Richter, and Jake Weiner the front court. The tap is controlled by Rockford Boylon in the green. And the first shot of the ball game missed by Opine, and Stevenson comes away with it.
He got a real good look. I mean, a lane to the basket opened up, just didn't use the backboard.
Kevin Steinman running the point here for Stevenson. And off to John Taylor, co-captain Lee, a long jumper. And the rebound pulled down by Valentine. 6'3" setter for Rockford Boylon. Titans at 28-3, riding an 11-game winning streak. Blocked from behind by Weiner. Weiner 6'4", he's their big guy, and he blocks the shot. Dropping it off weak side to Steinman, out of bounds. Rockford Boylon basketball. Let's check out our tale of two cities. Boylon High School, located in Rockford, a city of 150,000 in Winnebago County. And Stevenson in Lincolnshire, in the northern suburbs of Chicago, Lake County, Illinois, an enrollment of almost 4,600.
One of the biggest schools in the Midwest. I mean, it is a big high school.
Rockford Boylon in its first Elite Eight in 11 years. There's Rockford in the northwest part of the state of Illinois, and Lincolnshire, as we mentioned, in the suburbs. And both were happy to make the drive here to Peoria.
This is what you play for. You wake up every morning, you start those early workouts in the summer, and then practice starts. And the kids have so many responsibilities, and life as a student, their studies, their other activities, plus all that basketball at this level requires. And to get down here is just the ultimate.
Torrey Boyd on the season, a 73% free throw shooter. And he puts Boylon on the board. It's 1-0. The foul was on Dylan Richter of Stevenson. So we've not yet had a field goal. A little over a minute into this game.
Trying to get your legs under you. Everybody, a case of jitters when you get here in this stage.
Especially for two teams which haven't been here in a long time. Boylon didn't even play in a super sectional since 2002 until winning it the other night. And Stevenson in its second Elite Eight ever. Its first since 1992. And a little jumper off the back rim, followed up by Richter, and missed again. And Boyd comes away with it.
See, he's got to be a man inside today, and I think he knows that responsibility's on his shoulders.
Boylon with Valentine, sending it across to Opine. Valentine thought about the long jumper. Michael Edwards, their second leading scorer, 21. The shot fake there by Lamar Williams, one of the tri-captains of the Titans. Inside of 6 minutes first quarter. Open look from the left side. Ring it up for Valentine. His 12th three-point field goal of the year. And Boylon's up 4-0.
Well, he did a real nice job, Stephon Valentine. His feet were set. The ball was swung. His hands are ready. When he catches it, all he has to do is go through a shot motion. Doesn't have to look at the rim, nothing. He was ready, knocked it down.
Both Lee and Steinman had 21 points in the super sectional win over Warren. There's a block by Valentine as Lee drove inside. But Stevenson, a team which prides itself on defense, allowing less than 46 points a game. A bump out high caught on Steinman.
Yeah, they allowed, Dave, 45.9% field goal percentage from the floor as you look at the tourney history on Boylon. Interesting note on that man to the right there, Steve Gores, one of the winningest coaches in Illinois history. Do you know that he has taken teams to the Elite Eight in 4 different decades? 3 decades with Boylon, 1 time with Oswego, plus made a trip as an assistant coach. Unbelievable resume.
790 career wins, and Williams gives him a 6-0 lead here.
Yep, 661 and 162 in 27 years at Boylon. And just another great team this year, just keeps cranking them out.
His 9th Elite Eight. Here's Steinman.
I mean, think how many great coaches never get a team once to the Elite Eight.
Steinman for 3. Rattles off the rim. The follow won't go for Richter, but a foul, and Richter will go to the line. The first foul on Boylon. And it's called on Michael Edwards.
There's a look at Pat Ambrose. He has, I think, a dozen of his fraternity brothers from Augustana, where my brother-in-law, Tom Wallace, came in from Boston. They lived together in the fraternity, And all these guys are here in the end zone, just at the end of the Stevenson bench. They're all in here from all parts of the country cheering them on. That's pretty cool to see.
That could make for quite a victory celebration if Stevenson comes away with a win. Second free throw is good, and Stevenson's on the board on the free throw by Richter. 4:38 to go in the first quarter. Here in our second quarterfinal game, the Titans of Boylon leading Stevenson 6-1.
Dreams and teams. It starts in places like these, backyards and playgrounds. From Carbondale to Chicago, Quincy to Danville, they dream of the IHSA tournament. And for 40 years, Country Insurance and Financial Services has been here too. Proud to support their goals and yours.
This is our country.
It's time to hit the road during the Chevy Spring Sales event, where you'll get 0% APR, plus $1,000 bonus cash on our best-selling car, truck, SUV, and more. Plus, hit the road with confidence thanks to our 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. That's 0% APR, plus $1,000 bonus cash now during the Chevy Spring Sales event. Hurry, it all ends April 3rd. Log on now to drivechevy.com. Check us out today.
Here in Peoria for quarterfinal game number 2 is Boylon leads Stevenson 6-1, and we got a great one so far, but this Stevenson team has got a great core of seniors, and this group has been building this team all along. Coming as freshmen, 14 wins, and in the last 3 seasons have won 66 games. They're looking to get that first boys basketball state trophy for the school, and it might want to put it next to the 2 state championship trophies that the girls won in 95 and 96.
Those were some terrific teams, Sarah, at Stevenson. The Patriots with only 4 seniors on the roster, so they're going to be very good again next year. And a nice reverse layup by Opheim, his first field goal, and it's 8-1 Boylon.
What a great cut, though, by Opheim. He really set it up, and then, boom, the pass is there. He goes back door, and he makes the bucket. 14 for Stevenson. Michael Goldstein into the game. And we have a hold called down on the baseline on Valentine. First on Valentine, the second team foul. There you see the numbers on the season. Stevenson 7th among these Elite 8 teams in scoring, but certainly right up there in scoring defense. See, real good decision by Steinman there. He was wide open. They threw it to him under the basket, but by the time he gathered himself in, there were 3 defenders there. Pull it back out. And a three-pointer for John Taylor. See that senior. That decision by Steinman, where he probably would have had his shot blocked by one of the big guys, Boyd, leads to a bucket. First field goal for the Patriots. Now Boyd has it knocked out of his arms. He got it back. Dishes off and high off the window. Opheim with 4 points. Boylon up 10-4. Boy, 3 junior starters for Boylon. And Opheim is a guy who here early has showed he has stepped his play up and is ready to go. Steinman works around the Richter screen. The Patriots 26-5 on the year. They've won 7 in a row, 8 of their last 9. They get it inside, and from close range, Richter with his first field goal brings Stevenson within 4. Over the top to Opheim, out of bounds to Stevenson. Too much depth on the pass. Got to get that thing with some air under it so you can go get it if it's a little long. Into the ball game for Stevenson, 35, Daniel Rebnord, 6'4" junior. I remember that 92 team from Stevenson led by Chris Coleman, who went on to play at Northern Illinois. They were very talented, coached by a legend in Kenny Johnson. Stevenson missed its first 4 field goal attempts before the 3-pointer by Taylor. And Lee back in the game here. They skip it across to him, and he'll fire from the right wing, and he got it, a 3-pointer for John Lee. And Stevenson is within 1. He did a nice job, John Lee. He made the pass to the left wing and then went and found his spot, and they found him. Boyd short on the runner, and then a foul on the rebound. And it's Stevenson ball.
The Boylon foul, calling Phil Riggs, who just checked in on the timeout. There you see Boylon's numbers. 17 of their last 18 wins, the last loss coming to Hononegah way back in January.
Yep, in Rockton, Hononegah.
Now the elbow jumper rattles in and out for Taylor, or for Richter rather, and down the floor comes Boylon.
Opine grabs the rebound. He's really played well here early.
Number 2, Adam Guardiz handling the ball, 5'9" senior, one of the captains of this Boylon squad. We're in the final 2 minutes of the first quarter. A 1-point game here in Peoria. High lob into the corner. Guardiz did well to catch the ball. The diagonal pass too high for Boyd, out of bounds to Stevenson.
Well, they're looking for Torrey Boyd. Obviously, he's their best player, Division I caliber athlete, but pass was just uncatchable.
That 51-50 loss to Warren, you see at the bottom of your screen, one of a number of close calls the Patriots had during the course of the season, right up to their 4-point win over Warren in the Super Sectional. They lost a 1-point game. They've been right there in so many of their games that have gone down to the wire.
You know, people going into that Super thought, well, they've lost to Warren twice. Can they get him the third time? But look at the first 2 games, how close they were.
Long jumper by Lee, off the mark. And over the back, foul called on Stevenson's Rebnord, as he tried to knock the ball away from Torrey Boyd.
That Warren club was outstanding all year long. Nearly beat Simeon at Pontiac early.
Patriots had to overcome a big game from Ciola Clark, 26 points in the Super Sectional the other night.
Yep, he's headed to Western Illinois, a very fine player.
We're down to a minute, first quarter. 1-point Rockford Boylon lead. With the basketball. Catching it, Opine. Guardiz on the wing, into Boyd. They double him, back out. Guardiz for 3. And the rebound through the arms of Rebnord, out of bounds, and last touched
by Riggs.
By Rockford Boylon.
Yeah, Riggs tried to grab it and go up with it at the same time rather than catch it, bounce, and go back up. And that's what Steve Gores is telling him. Catch the ball. Catch the ball first, then do something with it.
Stevenson with 5 losses all year, and 2 of those were at the hands of Warren.
Who's a great team. They could easily be here, but if you had to win 1 of 3,
that's the one to win.
Stevenson won the one you want to win.
That's exactly right. Richter brings it back out, off to Lee. Final 15 seconds of the first quarter. Stevenson would like to take the lead at the end of 1. Lee will try, and he got it.
Open look again. He does a very nice job, Dave, at finding his comfort spot, and then they get the ball to him.
Guardiz, desperation shot as the first quarter ends. And the Patriots of Stevenson, after a sluggish start, will take the lead at the end of 1 quarter. It's Stevenson 12, Rockford Boylon 10. The second quarter follows. This word from your local station.
Just a reminder that kids who participate in high school sports tend to go a little farther than those who don't.
Dreams and teams. It starts in places like these, backyards and playgrounds. From Carbondale to Chicago, Quincy to Danville, they dream of the IHSA tournament. And for 40 years, Country Insurance and Financial Services has been here too. Proud to support their goals and yours.
This is our country.
Ready to start second quarter action here in Peoria Civic Center. Game 2 of our boys Class A quarterfinals. And I am here with Sport Courts, Pat Walker. Now, tell me a little bit. We got a huge array of courts up at the March Madness experience for these kids to play on. Tell me a little bit about your product, Pat.
Well, Sport Court is a manufacturer and supplier of athletic services, wood floors, synthetic floors, and the March Madness Hoop City they have there, we provide about 25 basketball courts, and we're having a great time down here in Peoria. They really do a good job.
Well, I guarantee you it's getting a lot of use from those kids up there. And also, Pat, what's it like having participation and being a sponsor for the IHSA tournament?
It's been a great time. A lot of families down here. I'd recommend anybody who's not had the experience of coming down to come on down.
Thanks so much, Pat. Back to you guys.
All right, Sarah, thank you. We start the second quarter. Stevenson leading 12-10 over Rockford Boylon, and Stevenson starts the second with the ball.
You got one of those big Sport Court setups at your house?
I wish. They are terrific.
Oh, they're the best.
There's John Lee, only player averaging in double figures for the Patriots. 12.5 points a game on the season. He'll fire again. Pretty good look, rattled off the rim, out of bounds.
But again, you see him go set himself up as we look at the stats from the first quarter. Nothing really jumps out at you yet. Rebounding is dead even, assists are dead even, and the score very close.
Our Menards first quarter stats save big money at Menards.
But he does such a nice job of giving the ball up, and then he goes and finds somewhere where he can be productive rather than just run around.
Opine, the leading scorer for Rockford Boylon in the first quarter. 7.5 left, backdoor lead, double pump, and count it.
Nice job. What a great back cut. Real nice job on the back cut. He made a nice move to the wing, and then bam, he goes baseline, and he's looking for the basketball, but he's under control. He catches it, gathers, hoop, and the harm.
Third foul on Riggs. And Lee a chance here for a three-point play. And Lee at the line, 68% free throw shooter, but 8 out of 12 in the super sectional win as he drills that one. So Boylon now without a field goal for the last 3.5 minutes of the first quarter, and Stevenson takes it away.
Good defense. Pat Ambrose, one of the better defensive coaches you'll find. He really demands his guys get up and get in passing lanes.
As he says, they're not necessarily going to score a lot of points. They got to be smart with the basketball, play good defense.
Keep you from scoring.
That would be a good start. And here's a steal and numbers here for Rockford Boylon, 3-on-2, and the ball getting away from Williams, but he retrieves it. Michael Pearson, number 5, in for Boylon. That's him on the right wing. And it's Williams out on top. Pearson on the baseline. Try to get it inside. The pass sails over the head of a couple of players, and Williams tracks it down once again. Williams guarded by Steinman out high. Now here's Boyd. Boyd kind of quiet here thus far. He'll put it up and miss. Rebound knocked away and then taken on the dead run all the way down the floor for Stevenson. Hitting the net Taylor, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Well, I'll tell you what, lucky they didn't call an intentional foul. As you see him come to the basket, he's just going to get shoved right in the back. Torrey Boyd, though, would have erased any shot opportunity. You could see him gathering to get the shot block. Valentine
picks up his second foul. 6-team foul. 2 shots here for Taylor. First one is good. Taylor, an 80% free throw shooter. 4th leading scorer for the Patriots. There you see his numbers on the season. Stevenson as a team, 67% from the free throw line. And Taylor makes them both. They're 4 out of 5 today, and Stevenson, after trailing early, has gone up by 7 here as we approach the 6-minute mark of the second quarter. Valentine swinging it left, inside, through the hands of Lamar Williams, and then Boyd missing from close range. Nothing's falling right now for Rockford Boylon.
No, just one of those starts where they just can't get their legs out. They're playing at a very high intensity level. They've got to settle down.
Boylon 0 for 2 shooting this quarter. And on the drive, the drop off, and the shot good by Richter from Steinman.
Steve Gores wants a charge there. A lot of contact, but no call.
So the run continues here for Stevenson. Up by 9 now. There's Boyd, and a foul out high called on Taylor.
Well, that's an example of what Pat Ambrose's clubs do. They get up into you. They defend you and make you really work hard to make an offensive move. There's no cushion given, and that's what created the foul situation.
Lee and Richter come out of the ball game for Rockford. Boylon checking in as Michael Edwards. Out comes Pearson. As Boylon trying to end the drought. And Boyd with the offensive rebound, and that does indeed end the drought. The first field goal for Torrey Boyd.
Nice job, though. He got inside position, and he just bounced and gathered and then went back up under control.
Well, offensive rebounds were huge for them in their super sectional win over Conant. They had 10 offensive rebounds in that game while out rebounding Conant. All the way under. The shots, or the ball swatted out of bounds by Opine. We have 4:38 remaining here in the first half of play. The Titans of Rockford Boylon trailing Stevenson 19-12. Back after this word from your local station.
Jerks. Wanna watch that? Hey! Nice stinking work.
Would you act like this at a high school game? If you were the only fan in the stands?
Nice way to play. That's beautiful.
Next time, pretend you are.
Teens grow so fast. Worry about acne. Are moody and emotional.
Get out of here!
It's hard to tell typical teen issues from anabolic steroid use. That's what Taylor's parents thought too. Find out if the changes you see are just growing pains or a growing problem.
Help kids make the right choice. Go to avoidsteroids.com to find out how. A message from the National Federation of High Schools with support from the NBA and NHL.
You look at the list of all-time winningest coaches in the state. Dick Van Sciak, who is here today, one of the legends. Gene Pingatore, also one of those honored between games. And Steve Gores right there at 790 victories, starting at Bardolph in 1968, Oswego from 72 to 74, LaSalle, Peru, Harvard, and of course, since 1980, at Rockford Boylon, 790 victories, including 661 with the Titans.
And no doubt he and Gene Pingatore, good Lord willing, health-wise, they could both become number 1, 2, 2, 1, however you want to look at it, and go past Dick Van Sciak.
Certainly Westchester St. Joe's still going strong, lost in the super sectional to Simeon the other night. We'll see Simeon this evening. And underneath, Jake Weiner with his first points.
What a great pass again. See Stevenson nearly caused a turnover there as they get up in those passing lanes. Steinman was there, just couldn't stay in bounds.
9-point lead here for Stevenson. Weiner takes a seat. Boyd to inbound. Here's Valentine on the drive. Nice move by the big man. Valentine getting to the basket.
Boylon needs to get a stop now. They need to get aggressive here defensively and not let Stevenson have some comfort running their offense, which I think they've had here early.
John Taylor, 4 points the other night against Warren. Lee's hit a couple of threes, faked that one. Goldstein off to Taylor, off the front of the rim. And tracked down alertly by Goldstein, a junior. One of 11 of them on this Stevenson roster. year ago, Stevenson ran into Glenbrook North in the sectional. And that was a team, of course, that played here in Peoria last year with John Shire, the defending state champs. The champs in 2005, and they beat the Patriots 77-34.
Yeah, they smashed them. I mean, that was a wake-up call, but it gets you hungry to come back.
Absolutely. And here they are. If Boyd can heat up for Boylon, could really change the tempo of this game in a hurry. Opheim, and it won't go.
Well, Opheim did a great job. He had a seal inside. They missed him, but he didn't give up. He reposted, got another seal, toss over the top, and got him the opportunity here.
42, Henry Wood, a sophomore, called for the foul. Opheim with 2 shots. Opheim a 48% free throw shooter, but Steinman checks back in. But in the super sectional, he had 6 out of 7. And again, that's when you want to make them.
The guy stepping up with the heat on.
Exactly. Let's see if he can do it here. And in and out. And Lee hustles it down the floor for Stevenson as we approach the final 2 minutes of the first half. Patriots up by 7. Steinman against Williams. Back out in front to Dylan Richter. Part of that junior class for Coach Ambrose. Shot off the glass and in for Taylor.
Nice job. He really moved well without the ball. They got it to him in the scoring area, and he finished it.
9-point lead for the Patriots. Taylor guarding Boyd here.
See the seals there again. Opheim really does a good job inside.
Valentine into traffic, got rid of it, and the finish by Edwards.
Well, that one just got stripped from Valentine, and it went right to Edwards. Just pick it up, stick it home.
Boylon back within 7. 1:44 for the first half. Taylor with 7 points in the game already. Down to Weiner, tried to drop it off to a cutting Richter, taken the other way. Here's Williams driving it on Lee, spinning, firing, and a foul called.
Well done by Rockford Boylon defensively. They saw the back cut, and Valentine, I believe it was, just rotated down, got a hand up in the passing lane and said thank you, and gone the other way.
So Williams will go to the line for 2, 69% free throw shooter. There is Lamar Williams, one of the tri-captains, along with Boyd and Guardis. The ball game for Rockford Boylon checking in. Michael Bedeen, 6'1" senior. He'll take the place of Valentine with 89 seconds to go in the first half. It's Steinman to bring it up. Steinman big in the first half of the super sectional, hit back-to-back threes to trigger a run by the Patriots to put them up by 9 against Warren. Stevenson looking for a shot here, intended inside for Richter, out of bounds. It remains Stevenson's ball with exactly a minute to go.
Yeah, I thought that was a very, very risky pass. You know, at the college game, you have the shot clock. There is no shot clock here, so there's no pressure to have to shoot it until the quarter ends. Don't force the ball.
Ball goes to Taylor. And now Steinman with a release, and Boyd with the rebound.
Boyd does a lot of good things. Handles it well, plays strong inside.
Ball knocked away, bodies flying, and a foul. And the foul will go.
They're going to
against
get Torrey
Boyd.
Boyd.
Yeah, it was against Boyd. Double bonus here, or check that, a 1-and-1 here for Stevenson.
nice contingent of fans that come down from the Lincolnshire, Buffalo Grove area.
And at the free throw line, Taylor, 2 for 2 today, make it 3 for 3. Valentine will check back in. The dean goes out.
I have friends who live up in that area. I said, what are you guys doing on Friday? We're all getting together and having a Patriot party, they called it. So that goes on over the state. It's neat to see.
Some of those parties being held right here in Peoria. Large contingents of fans have made the trip following their teams as Taylor makes them both and puts Stevenson up by 7. 40 seconds to go here in the second quarter. High lob, Valentine to the catch. Double teamed. Williams looks for Boyd. And now right wing for Edwards. Down to 20 seconds. There's Lamar Williams in the corner. Back to Valentine. Inside, there's Boyd with a catch and the easy deuce.
Nice catch. Might have got a little contact, but he's strong with the ball and finishes.
Boylon within 5 points now as the first half winds down, and it's good for Steinman. 3-pointer for Steinman as time runs out. Boy. And the Patriots will race off to the locker room, recapturing the momentum dramatically as the first half comes to an end.
He never thought about passing it at all. He saw a lane, he went right to his spot, pull up, pop, and nailed it.
First points for Kevin Steinman as he drills it from the corner. Let's go to Sarah Kustok. Sarah?
Thanks, guys. Coach, did you drop that last 3-point play?
I wish. Kevin's a player and he creates his own stuff, so I'll give him all the credit.
You guys winning the battle on the boards. Boylon jumped out to a quick lead. What was the change in that second quarter?
Well, we just had to get a little better defensively with our rotations and coverage, and we just kind of be a little more aware. We were a little nervous, but I knew the kids would go fight back.
Sounds good. Good luck this second quarter.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you guys.
All right, Sarah, thank you. So Coach Ambrose and his Patriots have the lead here at halftime, 28-20 over Rockford Boylon. We've got our halftime activities coming up after this network timeout.
This broadcast is brought to you by the National Association of Realtors. Work with a realtor. Find a realtor at realtor.com. Your local Peoria Chevrolet dealer, there's an American Revolution going on now. Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick.
This country is who we are. This country is in our hearts. For all you need, this country is here for you. This country knows what's real. They share just what I feel. They're here for you and me. This is our country.
Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick.
I didn't know what the first step was to take.
It was my first time buying a home.
There were stacks and stacks of paperwork.
I was looking for something easy to get into.
I want a big backyard so I can play with all my friends.
When it's your first house, you don't know what the process is like.
And the first thing we did was call a realtor.
How do you know when you're working with a realtor? Look for the Realtor R.
Buying a home for the first time? Let someone with experience and knowledge guide you. Ask your agent if they're a realtor, a member of the National Association of Realtors.
I'm the landlord, the gardener, and the handyman.
Alexander's Steakhouse, Bloomington, Peoria, Champaign, and Springfield offers a unique dining experience. Select from one of Alexander's 13 different USDA grade choice steaks, seafood, chicken, or pork chops, and cook them on our large pits inside the restaurant. All dinners include all-you-can-eat baked potatoes, Texas toast, and a salad bar. And save room for our famous skillet cookie for dessert. Visit Alexander's Steakhouse, Peoria, Bloomington, Champaign, and Springfield.
It's time to hit the road during the Chevy Spring Sales event, where you'll get 0% APR, plus $1,000 bonus cash on our best-selling car, truck, SUV, and more. Plus, hit the road with confidence thanks to our 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. That's 0% APR, plus $1,000 bonus cash now during the Chevy Spring Sales event. Hurry, it all ends April 3rd. Log on now to drivechevy.com. Check us out today.
And welcome to the Chevy Performance Studio in the exhibit hall of the Peoria Civic Center, newly remodeled Peoria Civic Center, we might add. They've added 100,000 square feet here in the E-Hall. I'm Lee Hall, which sounds a lot like E-Hall. They keep calling E-Hall on the intercom in here, and I keep thinking somebody's talking to me. Mike Ellis, Bill Hitt, we are all here courtesy of Chevrolet. And Mike, let's talk about Rockford Boylon. You played these guys earlier this season. They got off to a great start and then went cold, and I don't know, Boyd might have one basket in the first half.
Yeah, I think they've struggled early on in the first half, at least getting into their offensive sets when the game's been 5-on-5. I think in the second half they need to try to pick up the tempo a little bit, maybe get out to the open court. Up to this point, it looks like Stevenson's guards have outplayed Boylan's, and that's been the difference.
Bill, Zhang Li really, after an 0-for-4 start, Zhang Li kind of led the resurgence of the offense and started hitting some threes.
Yeah, absolutely. Stevenson is definitely a perimeter-oriented team. They were very, very patient and methodical running their offense. I thought Lee hit a couple of big threes to kind of shake the cobwebs off. Right. And then Steinman, who had a great game in the super sectionals with 21 points, did a great job today penetrating, making some big pass-offs, thinking, you know, they're playing a little bit looser than they did after that start.
Let's take a look at some of those first half stats. There's the field goal. Stevenson 9 of 20, but that's after an 0-for-4 start. So they were 9 for their last 16, and that's what, about 75%? Doing quick math in my head there. Free throws, 6-3 the advantage for Stevenson. Anything else jump out at you there, Mike?
The assists. If you look at Boylan's assists, they've got 8 baskets with 5 assists, and also Stevenson has 9 baskets with 6 assists. So you're seeing two teams that come out there and really pass the ball well, share the ball well, and you know, it's whichever team can step up on the defensive end and force tough shots. I think they can take it this second half.
Not much difference there. Points off turnovers, the edge to Stevenson, but then points in the paint, the edge goes to Boylon, and Stevenson the second chance points. It's really a pretty close game when you look at it, and especially when you look at the stats. Valentine with 5 to lead the way for Boylon. We talked about Lee. He and Taylor each have 9, Bill.
Yeah, you know, I think Mike hit it the nail on the head. I think the second half, Boylon has to get more touches for Torrey Boyd. Right. And that's a key. You know, he missed a couple shots he normally would make, but a scorer has to have shots to get in a rhythm, and that's going to be a key to see how many times they can get him the ball in scoring position.
All right, that'll do it for now from the Chevy Performance Studio. Back after these local messages.
You can't ignore it forever. It's your future. It's real life. Whatever your goals may be, it's important to get real answers from people you know and trust. At Country Insurance and Financial Services, we'll help you feel secure for everything life has coming your way. Country, real answers for real financial security. Because this is real life.
This is our country.
It was a lot of special, fond memories.
We actually had a little children's book that was called Goodbye House.
The boys really love the tree house, and we're hoping that the new family will too.
When we decided to sell our house, the first thing we did was call a realtor.
It was a great relief to have someone that knew what they were doing.
When I see the realtor R, I feel confident. I know I'm going to be taken care of.
Selling a home takes experience, commitment, and a lot of know-how. Ask your agent if they're a realtor, a member of the National Association of Realtors.
We're experts in a lot of things, but selling the house isn't one of them.
100 Years of Madness, a centennial celebration of the IHSA Boys Basketball Tournament with articles on every tournament since 1908. There's 18 feature stories, over 600 photos, including all the great players and coaches. It's a must for any basketball fan. Order at ihsa.org or 1-309-663-6377. But don't miss 100 Years of Madness, a history of boys basketball in the state of Illinois.
Conversation with a Legend is brought to you by Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick.
Welcome inside the Legends Lounge, brought to you by the National Association of Realtors. We're at the March Madness Experience in the Peoria Civic Center. Kurt Pegler along with Gordon Kirkman, one of the legends of IHSA basketball, on the 100th anniversary, the celebration of 100 years of basketball. Aurora West, or West Aurora, however you want to call it. State champion in 2000. What do you remember from that state championship run?
Well, it was a tremendous tournament for us. For our kids to come back and play East St. Louis with Darius Miles and win that ball game, which was a very hard-fought ball game, and then play Westinghouse that night, which I think at that time was rated number 2 in the nation, had beaten Oak Hill Academy, who was number 1, and extremely quick ball club, very good ball club, and I thought our kids played extremely well in the tournament. They were a great bunch of kids. They played very well together and had a great tournament. They just seemed to get better with each ball game.
You could have run for mayor of Aurora after that, because it broke that championship drought. I know you guys were treated like kings coming back to town. That's when the whole community rallies around your club, right?
Well, I think they did. I think it's the first basketball championship that Aurora's ever won. And we'd been down here a number of other times. 97, we lost to Peoria Manual in the championship game. We had some 3 place finishes on a few occasions. I was assistant to John McDougall in 76 when we lost the state championship on a shot at the buzzer. And it seemed like every year we came down would place. How come Aurora can never win it? And finally we took the monkey off our back.
You've coached some great players, and one of them, Kenny Battle, helped you to that 3rd place finish in '84. He went on to be one of the Flying Illini, certainly one of the more electric players to ever wear a uniform in the state of Illinois.
Well, there's no question about that. Kenny, I don't know that I've ever been around a basketball player that works as hard as he does. I mean, what people saw on Friday and Saturday night, that's what we saw all week in practice. I mean, one of the things about Kenny, and I think this was probably true when he was at Illinois, he made the players around him better. He just did things. He was a great leader, but he did things on the court that seemed to pick other kids up and make them better players. And like I say, I think that not only occurred at West Aurora, but also at the University of Illinois.
Congratulations on being one of the legends of the game.
Well, thank you very much, Kurt.
Gordon Kirkman, West Aurora. And we're back with more from the March Madness Experience in the Class AA Boys Basketball Tournament after these local messages.
This country is who we are. This country is in our hearts. For all you need, this country is here for you. This country knows what's real. They share just what I feel. They're here for you and me. This is our country.
Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick.
Need a truck? Call the red, white, and blue fleet from Elite Truck Rental. Elite's loaded with trucks in all sizes ready to serve you. Plus at Elite Truck, your reservations are guaranteed, you're in and out fast, and you always get a great price. So for your moving day, your business, or a quick pickup, it's a call and you're done. For your Elite Truck and your free moving guide, call 312-942-1001.
Call Elite Truck, 942-1001.
100 Years of Madness, a centennial celebration of the IHSA Boys Basketball Tournament with articles on every tournament since 1908. There's 18 feature stories, over 600 photos, including all the great players and coaches. It's a must for any basketball fan. Order at ihsa.org or 1-309-663-6377. But don't miss 100 Years of Madness, a history of boys basketball in the state of Illinois.
Halftime, Stevenson leading Boylon 28-20. Second half coming up after this timeout.
When it comes to planning for the future, trust Country Insurance and Financial Services to keep you moving in the right direction. With down-to-earth, straightforward advice, Country Insurance and Financial Services is always there to keep you on the right path. Country. Real answers for real financial security. For your family, for you, for a lifetime.
This is our country.
I I didn't know what the first step was to take.
It was my first time buying a home.
There were stacks and stacks of paperwork.
I was looking for something easy to get into.
I want a big backyard so I can play with all my friends.
When it's your first house, you don't know what the process is like.
And the first thing we did was call a realtor.
How do you know when you're working with a realtor? Look for the Realtor R.
Buying a home for the first time? Let someone with experience and knowledge guide you. Ask your agent if they're a realtor, a member of the National Association of Realtors.
I'm the landlord, the gardener, and the handyman.
It's time to hit the road during the Chevy Spring Sales event, where you'll get 0% APR, plus $1,000 bonus cash on our best-selling car, truck, SUV, and more. Plus, hit the road with confidence thanks to our 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. That's 0% APR, plus $1,000 bonus cash now during the Chevy Spring Sales event. Hurry, it all ends April 3rd. Log on now to drivechevy.com. Check us out today.
We're just about ready to go. Third quarter action from Peoria, and this quarterfinal game, Stevenson leading Rockford Boylon 28-20 as we begin the third quarter. David Kaplan with you as we start the second half here, and Boylon playing from behind most of the game after a quick start, a 6-1 lead early, and then the Titans went cold. Stevenson started to heat up. And Stevenson with a three-pointer by Steinman as the first half ended with an 8-point lead here. Boylon trying to start the second half off right, and a tie-up, and the ball will go to Stevenson on the alternate possession.
Yeah, that did not make Steve Gores happy. They took it into the teeth of the defense and didn't have an idea where to pass it. Stevenson is as good as you'll find man-to-man half-court defense.
Let's bring in Sarah Kustok with an update. Sarah?
Thanks. They've caught up with Coach Goers as he was coming in the half, and after 27 years, keep it simple. He said, play up to your potential, guys.
And right there you saw Richter on the receiving end of the diagonal lob from Taylor, and Stevenson extends the lead to 10 points. Valentine into Boyd, double team, tough shot, rebound Stevenson. Lee. Stevenson on the run. Back around it goes. Lee faking the three-point shot.
They're very disciplined, Stevenson. Very impressed with their decision-making.
Weiner muscling it up. And count it for Jake Weiner.
Their decision-making is why they are playing to their potential, as Steve Gores mentioned, but Stevenson doing it. They made a great diagonal pass from Jong Lee, but instead of taking a shot that was really going to be tough to complete, throw it back out, re-rack the offense, and it leads to a three-point opportunity.
Foul on Opheim, his first at the free throw line. Weiner completing the three-point play. And Stevenson up by 13 here. Good start to the second half. Good end to the first half for the Patriots. And this little run continuing here as Boylon looks for a shot. Edwards, out it goes. Valentine for three. Back rim, out of bounds. Boylon ball.
Second chance opportunity now. Boylon has got to do a better job of getting Torrey Boyd touches where he can do something with it.
Inbounds pass swatted out of bounds by Richter. Boyd on his way to UIC. Coach Gores calls it a steal for the Flames. And here's Lee going coast to coast. Count it. Lee, a chance for a three-point play.
Steve's got to get a timeout. Got to get a timeout and settle his guys down because they have come out and really not executed. There's the foul. Jong Lee, eye on the prize, finishes at the rim. Another three-point opportunity. Got to get a TO, and that's exactly what the veteran coach will do.
Stevenson threatening to break it wide open, up by 15 with a free throw pending. And a timeout taken by Rockford Boylon. Coming up tonight, our third quarterfinal game. It'll be the Rail Splitters of Lincoln against Chicago Marshall. And our fourth quarterfinal game, the defending champion Wolverines of Simeon against Harvey Thornton. 8:15 tonight. And of course, you'll see both of those games later on today here on the IHSA network. Some of the Boylon fans a bit concerned at the moment, understandably, with their Titans digging themselves a hole down by 15 points here. They are yet to score in the third quarter.
You look at that madhouse of fans that Stevenson has brought down here. That is as impressive a crowd as I've seen in terms of size. I remember Warren coming down here a few years ago, and there was a sea of blue in one end corner. But, boy, that Stevenson crowd is huge. And you think about it, their school is 4,600 students. They come out and support, and there's a great look at the Boylon side, and a much smaller school, but just as vocal.
That Stevenson section, a sea of white T-shirts.
My God, they are taking up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sections of Stevenson fans. And the interesting thing is, they've got a ton of players back. They will be a team to watch next year.
The 11 juniors on this squad. 3-point play for Lee makes it a 16-point Patriot lead. The lob inside to Valentine, and he has it blocked away by Richter.
Well, a nice job of a collapsing defense. You saw all the white shirts go to the post.
They're just getting their hands on the ball quite a bit. Taylor out in front to Lee. Lee adding to his totals. 12 points in the game. He's led them in scoring 12 times this year. Steinman hit the big three at the end of the half. His shot swatted down and a foul called.
I think it's going to be on the body. I don't know if the shot blocker got him. I think it's going to be a bump as he went up. They got him on the arm. Look at Pat Ambrose.
Lamar Williams called for the foul. And Steinman at the free throw line. Steinman hit 8 of 9 from the line in the super sectional win. And he rattles that one in.
There's a look at Steve Gores. I mean, just a legendary coach when you look at his record. It's just amazing.
Steinman makes them both. Boylon still looking for its first points this half. Stevenson with a 10-0 run to start the third quarter. And a 13-0 run going back to that last shot by Steinman to end the half.
Right, and just before he hit that shot, you felt, boy, Boylon may have gotten a little momentum. They got a bucket. They've got it at 25-20. They're back in it. And all of a sudden, the three, and now they come out with this big run.
Steinman goes out. Goldstein in, number 14. The foul was on Lee. Just the first foul this half on the Patriots. Inside to Edwards. Williams looks for Valentine. Now Opon lobbing inside Boyd. They double him and take it away.
Great job on the double again. Some coaches don't believe in doubling the post. Pat Ambrose does, and it pays off again there.
Weiner came away with it. Lee all the way in, and it's a 20-point game.
Well, they have just come out of the locker room ready to go and blown it open.
That shot won't go for Edwards.
And Steve Gore's going to wholesale substitutions. Says if the guys on the court aren't going to get it done, I'm going to make some changes.
Whatever Pat Ambrose had to say at his halftime speech, he may wish that he had videotaped it, use it again sometime.
No, make a video and sell it.
No kidding. Here's Edwards with a chance, and he lost the handle on it.
Yep, great job by Stevenson to hustle back down the court and poke it free.
Boylon trying to force the issue, and the ball got away. And now here's a steal. Edwards gets it back, drives in on Lee, and down he goes.
And there was no way he was going to make that shot because he got bodied, knocked to the ground. But a lot of action here.
Second foul on Lee, right there.
There's the foul, and he'll go to the line, and they need to knock these free throws down. There's still an eternity of time left, Dave Ennett. I mean, it's 4:05 in the third.
Edwards, though, a 42% foul shooter as he front rims out.
See, watch his body language. He doesn't believe he's going to make it. He's falling back as he shoots it instead of stepping up and going, these are mine, and getting a confident approach to it. Or you shoot 47%, so that will enter into the equation.
45, Matt Martinson, and along with 55, Michael Bedeen. And he misses them both, and Taylor grabs the rebound. We're halfway through the third quarter. A 12-0 scoring advantage this quarter for the Patriots. Looking to advance to the semifinals. The corner, Goldstein back to Steinman. Taylor, the diagonal lob down low to Richter, too high. And Bedeen came away with it. And at the other end, shot swatted down by Richter, out of bounds. We have 3:27 to go, third quarter. Stevenson leading Boylon by 20 in this quarterfinal. We'll be back after this word from your local station.
Dreams and teams. It starts in places like these, backyards and playgrounds. From Carbondale to Chicago, Quincy to Danville, they dream of the IHSA tournament. And for 40 years, Country Insurance and Financial Services has been here too, proud to support their goals and yours.
This is our country.
This isn't the right way to win. Neither is this. Using anabolic steroids, it's cheating, it's illegal, and it can end your life.
Make the right choice. Go to avoidsteroids.com to find out how. A message from the National Federation of High Schools with support from the NBA and NHL.
Welcome back to Peoria. We're here, game 2 of Class AA quarterfinals for these boys teams. And I'm here with not all 12, but we got 12 of Coach Ambrose's fraternity brothers here, Coach Stevenson. Now, we see him out there, and he looks nice and professional and serious, but I want to know the digs. What was Pat like in college?
Well, you know, Pat's always been a big basketball guy. It was hard to get him to go out and do a lot of fun stuff. He was playing basketball for the school at Augustine, and also he played a lot with us in the fraternity. And he was always a defensive guy, and you can see it's carrying over into a 40-20 lead today.
Well, we got no dirt on Coach, but I guess these are good fraternity brothers. They keep their secrets to themselves. Back to you guys.
Nice try, Sarah. It's not exactly the red carpet outside the People's Choice Awards, but it was a good effort anyway.
Absolutely.
And the tie up the ball remains in possession of Boylon, and now here's Stevenson coming away with it. Richter on the move down the floor, and a push called under the basket.
Those are loyal fraternity brothers, one of whom is my brother-in-law, Tom Lawless, down there. Loyal, they tell no secrets.
Fourth foul on Phil Riggs of Boylon. Fourth team foul on the Titans. Richter at the line.
See,
there you see the field goal percentages. This half, Boylon has come up empty on 6 tries, and Stevenson a blistering 80%. And that free throw good for Richter. He's got 8 points in the game. 41-20, largest lead extended here for Stevenson. Two Guardies back in. Numbers here for the Patriots. At the end of the break, Taylor didn't finish. The follow is good. Richter.
Well, he never quit on the play. You assume that Taylor's going to make the wide open layup. But the best part of the whole thing was Richter never quit on the play, and he finished it off on an offensive stick back.
We had a hold called on Stevenson. Called on Rebnord.
I'll tell you what, I really like what Steve Gores has done. They're 23 down, and he said, look, my guys who start are my regulars. It's not working, so I'm going to try something different. And he's gone to some other guys and said, giving you the opportunity of a lifetime. Find a way to get us back in the game.
Number 30, Rockford Boylon, Shane Zachary, just his 7th appearance. Long-range jumper in and out. The rebound grabbed by Lee. Steinman down the floor for the Patriots. Boylon still looking for its first points of the second half. Nightmarish third quarter. Weiner to Steinman. We approach the final 2 minutes of the third quarter. Weiner looks back to Lee with it. Stevenson's certainly in no hurry here with 43 points on the board.
No, they feel now that they're playing the clock.
Final 2 minutes, the bounce inside. And a foul called on Boylon. Called on Bedeen. That's his first. 5th team foul. Weiner to inbound to Lee. Stolen. Nice play by Pearson, who had just come in. There's one of the guys that Coach Gore's put into the game to try to shake things up a little bit. And Pearson, then he loses the handle on it, and Goldstein dribbles out of trouble.
One of those nightmarish games that are going to happen from time to time to good teams. And tip your cap to Stevenson. Their defense is what's winning this quarter and has given them this big lead.
They are 0 for 7 shooting this quarter. Steinman, bounce out to Lee for an open three. Ring it up. That's his 3rd of the game. 17 points. At the other end, Pearson tried to answer. Lee the rebound. And the Stevenson fans maybe starting to sense things are going to go their way here.
Getting ready to call the hotel and extend the stay another night.
Final minute, third quarter. Patriots pitching a shutout here in the third.
And it will not be the first time in state tournament history. 73. West Aurora did not score a point in the third quarter and lost by 2 to New Trier in a quarterfinal game.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
There's Goldstein looking for Steinman.
Right off the top of the head.
I know.
I'm a geek.
I can vouch for you. Patriots very patient here. Just keep that clock running.
That would be New Trier East back in the day.
That's exactly right. Down to 15 seconds. Goldstein trying to shake free of Jake Casper of Boylon. 8 seconds. Out it goes. Steinman will try for 3. Everything is going Stevenson's way. And we've reached the end of 3 quarters. The Patriots 1 quarter away from the semifinals. End of 3. Stevenson 49. Rockford Boylon 20. The 4th quarter is up next after this word from your local station.
21-0.
I didn't know what the first step was to take.
It was my first time buying a home.
There were stacks and stacks of paperwork.
I was looking for something easy to get into.
I want a big backyard so I can play with all my friends.
When it's your first house, you don't know what the process is like.
And the first thing we did was call a realtor.
How do you know when you're working with a realtor? Look for the Realtor R.
Buying a home for the first time? Let someone with experience and knowledge guide you. Ask your agent if they're a realtor, a member of the National Association of Realtors.
I'm the landlord, the gardener, and handyman.
I'm an official because I can be part of the game, not just a spectator. I'm involved.
I'm a mentor to the kids so they learn the game and respect the game. I've enhanced my leadership skills.
I'm more disciplined.
And I've learned to be fair-minded in tough situations. Officiating isn't easy, and it's certainly not for everyone.
But it could be for you.
Call this number below and find out how you can become a sports official in your community.
Make the call.
Let's check out our Chevy drive of the game. Zhang Li in action. There it is. Your Chevy dealers proud to support high school athletes and their families. Best of luck in the tournament from your winning Chevy team. That's our Chevy drive of the game. We start the 4th quarter, 49-20. Lincolnshire Stevenson leading Rockford Boylon. A 21-0 third quarter in which Rockford Boylon missed, I believe, 8 shots. They were 0 for 8 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3, 0 for 2 from the free throw line, and also had 6 turnovers.
That's one you don't even want to watch the tape when you're the coach. You go, it didn't work out for us this time.
Lee will try for three. Off balance shot. No. Valentine the rebound. Down the floor comes Edwards. Williams calling for it. Now Valentine will try, and finally the lid is off for Rockford Boylon.
They're going to pick up full court. They're not a pressing team all the time, but they're going to have to obviously cause several turnovers here.
Starting the fourth quarter down by 29. The three-pointer by Valentine helps, but still a long way to go. And now Stevenson will take a timeout. Our stats through three quarters. You see the field goal numbers, free throws, three-point shooting, the edge to Stevenson. We'll come back with more after this word from your local stations.
When it comes to planning for the future, trust Country Insurance and Financial Services to keep you moving in the right direction. With down-to-earth, straightforward advice, Country Insurance and Financial Services is always there to keep you on the right path. Country, real answers for real financial security. For your family, for you, for a lifetime.
This is our country.
100 Years of Madness, a centennial celebration of the IHSA Boys Basketball Tournament with articles on every tournament since 1908. There's 18 feature stories, over 600 photos, including all the great players and coaches. It's a must for any basketball fan. Order at ihsa.org or 1-309-663-6377. But don't miss 100 Years of Madness, a history of boys basketball in the state of Illinois.
Here in the fourth quarter of Game 2 of the quarterfinals, Stevenson leads Boylon 49-23. Pat Ambrose finding great success here today and credits much of this success to deceased former coach Dick Whitaker that he played for at Naperville North. He took Peoria to a high school state tournament, but his impact on Pat influenced him into coaching, and he said he cannot say enough about how much of an effect that he had on him and his coaching.
All right, thank you, Sarah. Certainly, things have gone well for Coach Ambrose here today. His Patriots with a 49-23 lead. They came in here last in field goal percentage, next to last in scoring offense among the Elite Eight. Shooting 46% on the year. They've shot 53% here today. They've made 6 of 11, 55% from beyond the arc. Underneath the shot, a little too strong there for Rednard.
Well, Pat Ambrose lives by the motto that many coaches believe, not all, but many, that defense is the one thing that you can bring to the party every day because it's all based on your effort. You can get the best looks shooting the ball and be the best shooter, and some days they just won't go down. But if I can keep you from scoring, I'm in every game.
His quotes this week was he wanted his team to play with the kind of desperation, play like dogs who just won't let go of a bone. And we've seen him play like that today as Rockford Boylon gets 2 from Opheim.
I know all about the dog who won't let go of the bone. He's bit me more than one occasion.
Stockman eluding Opheim, or Edwards rather. And Stevenson trying to take care of the basketball, look for opportunities, and down to the floor goes Corey Hickman, senior for Stevenson. Foul called on Valentine. That's his 3rd foul, the 6th team foul. So Stevenson not yet at the free throw line. They will be from here on in. And a wide open look for Richter. He'll take it. How about that? Richter 1 for 12 on 3-pointers all year before that one.
Sometimes it's like hitting in baseball. It gets contagious. You get an open look and you drill it.
52-25. Valentine, nice double pump. 52-27.
Steve Gore's up off the bench. See him at the top of your screen. Still exhorting his guys on.
Win or lose, Torrey Boyd has a little more action to come here in Peoria. He's in the finals of the slam dunk competition. He hasn't had that opportunity here in this game. Inbounds pass off the fingers of Taylor and taken by Valentine. Ahead to Edwards. He'll pull up and take the shot. Rebound, Taylor. Couple of numbers to jump out. A 19-13 rebounding edge for Lincolnshire Stevenson. And a big edge at the free throw line for the Patriots. And a chance to extend that right here.
Right, Boylon at the line today, 3 of 8. Stevenson, 11 of 13. A 20-13 advantage on the glass, as you said.
Steinman at the line, 2 shots here. Bangs that one in.
You know, 11 turnovers for Boylon isn't a horrific number, but when you look at points off turnovers, 18-5, that's just a killer.
6 of those turnovers came in that nightmarish third quarter. And Stevenson took control of this game. And Steinman adding to it. We have 4:57 remaining in this quarterfinal game. Stevenson leading 54-27 over Boylon.
Dreams and teams. It starts in places like these, backyards and playgrounds. From Carbondale to Chicago, Quincy to Danville, they dream of the IHSA tournament. And for 40 years, Country Insurance and Financial Services has been here too, proud to support their goals and yours.
This is our country.
It's time to hit the road during the Chevy Spring Sales event, where you'll get 0% APR, plus $1,000 bonus cash on our best-selling car, truck, SUV, and more. Plus, hit the road with confidence thanks to our 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. That's 0% APR, plus $1,000 bonus cash now during the Chevy Spring Sales event. Hurry, it all ends April 3rd. Log on now to drivechevy.com. Check us out today.
Hotel Pere Marquette's $6 million renovation is now complete. Dining at Carnegie's 501, where good friends meet, is now more elegant than ever. Hotel Pere Marquette offers group rates and weekend packages with an award-winning staff to assist you.
Well, this is how the state tournament will look next year. The new 4-class system to be instituted by the IHSA in week 1 with the regionals. The sectionals will be in week 2 with 4 teams per sectional. And then week 3, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, the super sectionals. And then, as you saw, the championship.
You know, there's a lot of talk about it. People don't want to give it a chance. Well, I remember, and you were in this state as well, that when they went to 2 classes, there were all these naysayers. Oh, don't go to 2 classes. It's got to stay 1. Now you can't even imagine going to 1 class, and people love the 2-class system. Give it a chance, see what happens.
Boyd working hard for that basket. His first points here in the second half. Taylor the foul, his second. And Boyd a chance for a 3-point play here. Boyd, honorable mention, All-Stater. People close to the Boylon program believe he deserved a little better than that. And his numbers would certainly sustain that argument.
I'll give you an interesting story. His future college teammate is Robert Krebs from Maroa Forsyth. Robert Krebs led his club to the Class A championship last week, so he said to Torrey, now you've got to answer. Well, the most impressive part is Robert Krebs had an emergency appendectomy on Monday and played and helped win in the state tournament.
How about that?
That's a tough young man. And I remember when we were kids, well, I'm a lot younger than you, but when we were kids, you'd be in the hospital for 10 days with an appendectomy. Now, take it out, let's go.
Yep. That was a gutsy performance by Krebs. No question, as Maroa Forsyth won here last week. And right now, as we're midway through the 4th quarter, it looks like his future college teammate is going to come up short of
going to one-up him.
Yep. Boyd the foul. It's his second. Stevenson in the 1-and-1. 18 fouls on Boylon. Taylor out. Steinman, perfect from the line, 4 for 4. Make it 5 for 5. Stevenson lost in the quarterfinals in 1992, their only other trip to state. But closing in on their first ever berth in the semifinals. Or as Sarah correctly pointed out earlier, the boys, the girls have had success.
They had the great Tamika Catchings, among others.
Goldstein came up with a steal, but then stepped on the sidelines.
But, you know, a loss like this leaves a bad taste in your mouth. You get ready for next year, but it doesn't do anything to take the luster off what has been a great season for Boylon. A return again to the Elite Eight for Steve Gores, who will go down as one of the great coaches in the history of this state.
And Cap, a half dozen juniors on this Boylon team, so they're going to be good again next year.
Absolutely.
Working hard. Opheim, one of those juniors, counted and won. He's back next year.
Yep, banging the glass right there. And as you said, he'll be back, and they've got some other young players that will be back. Phil Riggs at 6'5" is going to be back. And Ogilvy, I mean, just a ton of guys.
Edwards, their second leading scorer, he'll be back. Opheim, their third leading scorer, their second leading rebounder. So he'll be their top returning rebounder next year, and Edwards will be their top returning scorer with the departure of Boyd.
Don't forget 2 great games tonight as well.
Lincoln and Marshall. And Simeon, the defending champ, will take on Thornton.
And if you haven't seen Derrick Rose, you're in for a treat. I believe in the last 35 years, if I had to pick a backcourt of the 2 best guards to play in this state, it'd be Derrick Rose and Isaiah Thomas.
Of course, Rose with a tough encore for him, considering last year he won the state tournament hitting the buzzer in overtime.
Correct. But I would put John Shire as a 3-man on that team. He arguably, just pure numbers, pure numbers, nobody has done what Shire has done in this state. Top 10 all time in this state in points, assists, steals, and rebounds. That's amazing. A lot of great players have come through.
For Stevenson, 42. Henry Wood into the game. We saw some of them here when the legends were honored. How about Walter Downing?
Yeah, Providence New Lenox.
Kenny Battle.
Kenny Battle I coached. What a player. Nobody ever worked harder than KB.
56-33. Stevenson in command here. And the boys from Lincolnshire getting set to advance to take on O'Fallon in tomorrow's first semifinal.
You and I will have that one. It'll be a lot of fun.
Numbers here for Boylon. And Edwards gets knocked around, the ball out of bounds. And a foul called on Stevenson. And it's called on Lee. That's his third. Into the ball game for Boylon, 45, Matt Martinson returning.
3 sophomores coming in. Classy move by Steve Gores. Get these guys an opportunity to play in a state tournament.
Number 40 is Chris Ogilvy, making just his 4th appearance. And a curtain call there for Boyd. Also in is 30 Shane Zachary, who was in earlier. 14 Connor Martinson, just his 5th game for the sophomore. And at the line, Michael Edwards. 32 in the game against Young this year. One of 2 really significant eye-opening wins for Boylon. One was against Young, one was against Homewood Flossmoor last month. (56-34). Bedeen is going to come in, replacing Lamar Williams,
now,
another senior.
How many more will get in the car in Lincolnshire tonight and head down here tomorrow, knowing that they've got 2 games? they're guaranteed to tomorrow. Jump in the car, head to Peoria, because they've got quite a contingent here right now.
There's Zachary.
Great time of year, Dave Emmett. I mean, the weather's starting to turn. Got the high school March. This is the original March Madness, starting in this state. He, of course, got NCAA tournament going on, and baseball around the corner, and golf. To me, it's the best time on the calendar.
33, Thomas Perazzi, a junior, in for Stevenson. We saw him come into the game. Also for Stevenson, number 3, Todd Siegel, making his 7th appearance, as Coach Ambrose gives some of his bench players a chance to taste state tournament play. Down inside the 2-minute mark. 22, Corey Hickman with the ball. Stevenson took control with a 21-0 third quarter. The runner, no good by Hickman. Out it goes. I'm sure the Stevenson fans wanted to see Siegel put it up. He lost the ball, though, to Badine, and Boylon will bring it the other way. Inside, calling for it in traffic, Martinson. The ball taken the other way. Numbers for the Patriots, then swatted back. Nice play by Zachary. Boylon regains it. Zachary will fire. And a little floater from close in by Connor Martinson.
Just a sophomore.
Stevenson will take a timeout here. Again, for a few more substitutions. 1:04 showing on the clock. And the Titan fans there. Coming up. Semifinal game 1 tomorrow, 11 o'clock. The Country Insurance 3-point shootout between games. Then semifinal number 2 at 12:45. The slam dunk contest, the consolation game at 6:30. The 3-point showdown at King of the Hill. And then the state championship tomorrow night at 8:15. Looking for something for your backyard your entire family can enjoy? Visit sportcourt.com for the latest in backyard activities.
You know, they have putting greens that they put together out there, courts. It's awesome.
I know that you've got all of them in your palatial estate.
Yep.
Putting green.
And I've told the guard at the gate not to let you through.
I appreciate that. 1:04 left, 56-37, Lincolnshire Stevenson. And the fans ready to whoop it up. Their first ever appearance in the semifinals. And for the Boylon fans, tough pill to swallow, but they've had a great year. They'll finish up at 28-4 on the year. And look for some good days ahead for this squad. Final minute of the game. #24, Kevin Moffitt, making his 16th appearance of the year for Stevenson. And out of bounds, the ball will go to Rockford Boylon. .32 for Stevenson, Blake Eckenberg, his 7th appearance. 42, Henry Wood out, along with Siegel. We approach the final half minute. Martinson put it on the floor and drew the foul. I'll call it on Perazzi. Matt Martinson, 6'6", 200. He's only been to the line 10 times this year. Nothing but net. There you see his numbers on the year. 58% shooter from the floor.
These are lifetime memories they'll always remember, win or lose.
You scored 2 points in the state tournament. In the quarterfinal game. Stevenson closing in now on that semifinal.
They are going to be a tough team to beat. O'Fallon's very good. Should be a great game.
Moffitt the miss. The follow by Perazzi. Draws a foul with 5 seconds. And Perazzi will be at the free throw line here, trying to put the finishing touch on an outstanding performance by Stevenson.
They did everything they had to do, Dave. They took the early run away. It was 10-1 Boylon. 10-1. So you figure they've outscored them 55-29.
Final seconds.
Dominated.
All the way in, slashing to the basket, Zachary, but the ball game is over, and the Patriots of Lincolnshire Stevenson have advanced to the semifinals tomorrow, 57-41. Jongley and Stevenson move on. We'll have more from Peoria after this timeout.
This broadcast is brought to you by the National Association of Realtors. Work with a realtor. Find a realtor at realtor.com. Your local Peoria Chevrolet dealer, there's an American Revolution going on now. Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick.
How do you secure your financial future? Almost wish you had a life preserver to wear, so you'd be better protected. At Country Insurance and Financial Services, you'll get sound advice and real protection from people you can trust. No wonder more people are turning to Country, the people who know you best. Country, real answers for real financial security.
This is our country.
Got a craving in you for famous Dave's barbecue. Award-winning ribs, nothing but hot, ribbalicious food. The greatest legendary pit barbecue. Famous Dave's, a great place to be. The fun's on the grill for the whole family. Got a craving in you for famous Dave's barbecue. Award-winning ribs.
Welcome to the Peoria Civic Center. We just finished up with Game 2 of our Class AA boys quarterfinal match, and I'm here with the winning coach, Pat Ambrose of Stevenson. And Coach, you go on a tear to start that second half, hold a Boylon team scoreless in the third quarter. I think every coach in this building wants to know, what did you tell your team at halftime?
Well, we just told them that, we got to stop giving them some open looks and start cutting off what we call our splits or our gaps in our defense and just make them take tough shots. And our kids did it. They did, nothing magic. They just really dig down and got it done.
And any initial thoughts on the O'Fallon team that you're going to be facing tomorrow morning in the semifinal game?
Well, I didn't see much of them, but they sure look good. I mean, they sure look like they're athletic and they're long and they can do some things, and they battled hard. So we'll have our hands full, no doubt about it.
Thanks, Coach. And here with our Country Insurance Player of the Game, Dylan Richter, and had a huge one today. 5 for 8 from the field, 1 for 1 from three-point line, ended up with 13.6 rebounds. I think the last time that Stevenson was at state, you were maybe about 3 years old. But you look comfortable down here. How'd you feel?
I'm happy to be here. It's an unbelievable feeling. I mean, getting to state, no one would have thought the Stevenson Patriots would have been there. So for us to be here right now, it's awesome.
Well, thanks so much, Dylan. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
All right, Sarah, thank you. So the Stevenson Patriots are into the semifinals against O'Fallon tomorrow. 2 more quarterfinals to go. For now, for Sarah Kustok and David Kaplan, Dave Ennett saying so long from Peoria. Join us tonight, 6:30, for quarterfinal number 3. So long, everybody.